So everyone who hears what Jesus says and does them, that's like someone who's wise and who builds his house on the rock. You know, when you build your house on the rock, it's not easy because you have to take time, you take effort to dig out the sand and the mud and the clay and to finally get down to that bedrock. Then you start putting in the foundations and you build your house up from that layer. It might be a bit difficult because sometimes what happens is when you're busy building your foundation, when you're believing Jesus for every single thing that he says, that he is enough for you, that his grace is enough for you, that you don't have to rely on TV or books, you don't have to rely on entertainment to keep you going every day. When you can believe in God for your food and your drink and your work every day, when you believe in God that he can do miracles, that he will finish what he started in you, it can be more difficult than someone who sort of, just do what they want. But what is God calling you to do? Has he asked you to spend time in his word and to study and to read it? And has he called you to do something which is different to everyone else? It says that everyone builds a house, everyone builds their lives and their identities on something. And yet, for all of those people, the rains fall and floods and torrents come and winds blow and slam against everyone's houses. There are external circumstances in our lives that we can't help. Can you help it when your country has been invaded by another? Can you help it when big fires come and burn away your whole community? Jesus says here in this parable that the wise man's house, his identity and his purpose, it doesn't fall because it had been founded on the rock. When your life, your purpose, your identity is founded upon Jesus, upon his words and what he says, and you take him at face value for what he says, you act on them, you believe in them, you walk in them, you breathe them, you speak them, then you're like a wise person who is building his house on the rock. You'll become far-sighted, practical and sensible. And why? It's because you are building it on something solid, building your life on God who doesn't change, who will never fail you nor forsake you. He who reigns above all things, you're building your house on him. But when you build your house on Jesus, you are not going to fall. And that's my prayer for you today, that your life and your identity and purpose is founded on the rock that is Jesus Christ.